John Deere M right here is our first tractor that started the Keystone Tractor Museum, and we call it the Truck and Tractor Museum now, but at the time it was the Keystone Tractor Works Museum. And this tractor was purchased from my aunt back in 1997, and it sat out in her field for several years and grown up in weeds. The tires had actually rotted off of it, and I'd ask her about the tractor, and she'd say, "Oh, everybody wants to know about that tractor," you know, and brush me off. So she calls me one Sunday and says, "I'm going to have an auction and sell the little John Deere tractor along with everything." My uncle had passed away, and so I wasn't able to attend the auction, but I told a friend of mine, or asked him if he'd go up and bid on the tractor, and I said, "Whatever it is, bring it on back." So it's $1,480 what I paid for it, and I sent it up to Ohio, had it restored, put a new Woods belly mower under it, which is what it had on it initially. And when he got back, my aunt came down, and she actually said, "I don't think that's the same tractor." She said, "LM's tractor wasn't that big." Well, the tires had rotted off of it, so sitting down in the weeds, it didn't look as big as it is. It's not that big a tractor now, but anyway, she reached in her purse and pulled out a check for $1,480. And she says, "You know, he would have loved for you to have the tractor, but if I gave it to you, I'd have to give everybody else something, you know." So we just kind of laughed it off. And anyways, this got me hooked on tractor collecting, I suppose.
Do you remember your uncle using this tractor?
My uncle, L.M. Jones, had this tractor on his estate. He used to cut the yards with. And of course, if you think back, the tractor was probably only 10 years old when he put it in service, I think. I don't know, he probably bought it used. But he had some guys that worked there on the farm, and they used this to cut the field out in front of the house or the yard, whatever. And when he had a stroke when he was 52 years old, so the tractor kind of got sidelined and just sat in the weeds there for best part of 20 years before I got my hands on it.
What do you think John Deere got right when they built the M back in 1950?
Well, it's a hard little tractor to get on and off of. And I don't know, you'd think two cylinders wouldn't work that well, but they obviously did something right. And, you know, still in business and growing grain busters. But Bones is of the opinion that back in the 50s, that was proof that people were smoking pot back then, because some of them are really tough to work on. And there's so many different configurations and pieces and parts to them, you know, compared to maybe a Farmall or Oliver. But evidently they did something that people like, and I think, you know, fuel economy, or they just, I think they're beautiful tractors when you get them restored. And so it is the oldest piece in here as far as ownership. And we restored this tractor in 1997. So that's how long we've been pushing 25 years now, I guess, since we restored this tractor, but it's still one of our favorites.
Thanks for catching Classic Tractor Fever. If green is your scene, be sure to check out these other classic stories. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to keep those classic tractor stories rolling.